Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep and deconstructing electronic dance music. We're going to figure out how a few simple machines, plus a whole lot of creativity, created a sound that literally took over the entire planet.
I mean, for real, think about it. You see those videos from huge festivals? There are thousands and thousands of people all moving together, jumping at the exact same moment. It's kind of like they're under some kind of spell. But what if I told you it's not magic? What if it's something even cooler? That's right. The secret isn't some kind of mysterious force. It's hiding inside the machines that make the music. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct the beat to see exactly how it all works.
So, if you want to build a track that gets everyone moving, where do you start? Well, you start with the most important part, the beat. And to get the perfect beat, you need, well, the perfect drummer.
Meet the drum machine. Okay, so instead of actual drums and sticks, this thing uses buttons and electricity to make rhythms. You can think of it as the robotic heart that gives electronic music its unstoppable pulse.
So, why was this such a massive game changer? Think about it. A human drummer is incredible, but they're human. They can get tired. They might speed up or slow down a tiny bit. A drum machine? Nope. It can play a beat perfectly on time for hours on end without a single mistake. You program the exact pattern you want, and it just delivers. For music producers, it was like getting an aimbot, but for rhythm. Guaranteed precision every single time.
Okay, so we've got our perfect beat locked in. But a beat by itself isn't really a song. To make things interesting, you need melodies, cool textures, weird noises, basically sounds that feel like they're from another world. And that's where the synthesizer comes in. If the drum machine is the heart of the track, the synthesizer is the voice and the imagination. It's an instrument that doesn't just play existing sounds, it actually creates brand new ones from scratch, just using electrical signals. And this is where the magic really happens. With a synth, you're not limited to sounds from the real world, like a piano or a guitar. You can literally design a bass sound that feels like it's coming from the bottom of the ocean, or a melody that sounds like it's floating in outer space. It gives the artist complete freedom to shape sound from nothing. You know what it's like? It's like a character creator in a video game. But instead of designing a hero, you're designing the exact sound you hear in your head. All right, so you've got these super powerful tools, a perfect robotic drummer and an infinite sound creator. But someone has to be the one to put it all together and share it with the world. And that person, of course, is the DJ. You can think of them as the captain of the dance floor, taking all these amazing tracks and weaving them together into one long, epic musical journey. The number one skill for any DJ is the art of the mix. Now, it might look simple up there, but trust me, getting it right takes serious practice. First, they've got to pick the perfect next song to keep the energy high. Then, they have to match its speed, what musicians call the tempo, to the song that's already playing. And then, the final step, they blend them together so perfectly that you don't even realize one song is ending and a new one is beginning. When it's done right, a great mix is as smooth and satisfying as a perfect TikTok transition. Now, what's really cool is that once these tools got out into the world, different places started using them to create their own unique sounds. And two of the most important cities in this story were Chicago and Detroit. Over in Chicago, artists were inspired by the soulful, feel-good energy of disco. And from that, they created house music. It's built on a really danceable, four-on-the-floor beat, and it just feels warm and alive. But then, just a few hours' drive away in Detroit, artists were looking at the city's car factories and reading science fiction. What they made was techno, music that sounded mechanical, futuristic, and super hypnotic. So you have two cities using similar tools but creating two totally different visions of the future. So, this amazing new music is being made, but how did it spread from just a few clubs in Chicago and Detroit to becoming a global phenomenon? Well, it all started with a secret. Back in the 80s, this music lived in secret, underground warehouse parties. But word gets out. And those small parties grew into these massive outdoor raves in the 90s. Then in the 2000s, everything changed with the internet. It connected fans and DJs from all over the world. And that path leads us straight to today, with these gigantic global festivals and even concerts that you can go to in virtual reality. But maybe the biggest tech leap of all was this, the digital audio workstation, or what everyone calls a DAW. Basically, this put an entire professional-level music studio into a single piece of software on your computer. And this changed absolutely everything. All of a sudden, you didn't need $1 million and a bunch of huge expensive equipment to make music. The DAW put it all, The drum machine, the synthesizer, the whole recording studio, right there on one screen. For the first time ever, literally anyone with a laptop could make a hit song in their bedroom. So from secret warehouse parties to producers making hits in their bedrooms, electronic music has always been about pushing forward and asking what's next. So what does the future hold? Well, the wild part is the future is kind of already here. We've got artists using AI to help them come up with new melodies. We've got people attending those VR concerts without ever leaving their house. And there are even brand new instruments that let you create sounds just by waving your hands in the air. The innovation it never, ever stops. When you really think about it, that first wave of electronic music, it was all about people trying to create the sound of the future. It was about using the technology of their time to imagine what tomorrow would sound like. That mission is still the same today. It's just that the tools keep getting crazier and more advanced. So that leaves all of us with one big, exciting question. What will the future sound like next?